So lock in the date in your diaries, Raising Kanan returns on March the 7th. We've all been asking for the release date, we've all been asking for the trailer, and well, it's not a trailer as such, but we do finally have the official release date, which is March the 7th. And we've also got the first exclusive look in terms of a few images and also the description for season 4. Now they haven't dropped the official trailer, it was just a 2-second clip on social media teasing the release date and also a few exclusive images, which we are going to go through in just a moment. But now that we're getting closer, I do think we will get the trailer by at least mid-Feb, and then it is go time. I'm pretty sure in February we'll get the official trailer, a few quotes and interviews, which I always do incorporate depending on the breakdown or the theme. Now just before we get into the exclusive images, this is the official synopsis for season 4. In the riveting 4th season, slates have seemingly been wiped clean for Kanan, Rock and the rest of the Thomas family in pursuit of a fresh start. However, in the eyes of a storm, one very dangerous obstacle looms large. Unique is alive. Unique makes a volatile and a violent return as he hunts to upend the lives of the Thomas family. Amidst the chaos, the Thomas family faces a truth that can no longer be denied. You are who you are. Although you may be capable of change, the fundamentals remain the same, and sooner or later, you will be forced to confront the inescapable reality of your inherent nature. In season 4, whether the family chooses to reject or embrace the truth may be the difference between life and death. So that's the synopsis for season 4, and I guess there's quite a few things to unpack based on the synopsis and also the exclusive images, but the major talking point is of course Unique's return. Pretty soon we're going to get the answers as to how did Unique survive, what's his next move, and generally the direction they'd kind of take his character in season 4 and possibly beyond. You do get the feeling with what we saw at the back end of season 3 and what they've kind of teased in a few interviews and also now the synopsis, that he will be quite chaotic at the beginning of season 4. He's going to make life really difficult for the Thomases because in his mind, he maybe thinks what happened to him in season 3 episode 5, maybe the Thomases could have been involved. Maybe he's suffering from some kind of memory loss. All of a sudden Rock's back in the game. She swooped in to take the business, so in his mind, he's going to go in all guns blazing. And we have to remember, this was someone who had his head bashed in over and over again. We've got our first official look of Unique for season 4, and he does look absolutely scary. It's a miracle that he even survived. Obviously that's something that they will answer towards the beginning of season 4, but it really doesn't look good. You know, putting aside his next moves for a moment, he really does look scary with this scar on his forehead, which has been stitched up. So we are going to need answers as to how he survived, who stitched him up. We know he's not going to be the same character as he was before. We already know he's not going to be the same kind of charismatic, charming or funny character that we saw in seasons 1, 2 and also 3. This Unique is going to be definitely different. But what he does next really will change the Thomases, and they have teased it before when they dropped the official trailer. The past will be coming back to haunt them, and Unique will definitely be one of them. Now how do Rock, Marvin and Lou respond? The Thomas family are said to be united, at least at the beginning of season 4. You can never rule out a family feud when it comes to the Thomases, but they have teased that they will be kind of wiping the slates clean for Kanan, Rock and the rest of the Thomas family in pursuit of a fresh new start. Unique will definitely no doubt create a lot of chaos that will definitely change things for them. The relationships between Rock and Kanan, which is going to be even more complicated by the fact Rock took out Howard. I do think that conversation definitely needs to be had with what Rock did towards the end of season 3, which can easily be explained by Rock basically saying, look, it was either your Uncle Marvin who goes down or Detective Howard, and she made a choice. That's what she does. From history, we know Rock isn't afraid to make really difficult decisions, even if she has to take matters into her own hands. Classic example, Scrappy from season 2, episode 2. She really does make tough calls. She lives and dies by them, and no doubt, she is going to have to make many more, which will challenge the Thomases in season 4. Now on Kanan, it has been teased that this season is where he really turns up. Sasha Penn teased season 3 was a bridge in a way between Kanan as a kid and Kanan as a young adult, where he's finally said, enough is enough, I'm going to become my own man. And we did see him becoming his own man, just like Tariq said back in Power. But we saw how Kanan decided to take matters into his own hands and deal with what needed to be dealt with. Rock and Kanan may have been kind of going through their shit, but that's Kanan's family. You don't take a shot at Kanan's family, and well, we all know how it turned out for Ronnie in the end. So in season 4, I wouldn't be surprised if Kanan steps up just like we see in this image, with Rock looking on and thinking, Kanan really is growing up fast. Rumours will also circulate in the streets about who took Ronnie out, and that's going to put a lot of respect on Kanan's name in the streets. So I do think it is Kanan's time to shine. I do think we are going to see a bit of a shift where he begins to step up, maybe even for the Thomases, especially if they are to wipe the slate clean and start fresh. So let's see what Kanan's capable of. It's definitely his time to shine. Now, just sticking with the Thomases for a moment, this is going to be a new alliance and his name is Early Tyler. He was mentioned a few times back in season 1 by Marvin, who said he was opening up an exotic fish store, and also by season 3 by Ronnie. He said he was going to flip his car to him. Now, he's said to be a trustworthy ally and also a secret keeper. Early Tyler is a neighborhood institution and a good friend to have in your corner. That's only if you can afford the high financial price of his friendship. So Early Tyler seems like he's going to be an ally for Rock and the Thomases, but his price is going to be extremely high. But that's also what makes the world go round in power: money. So we've also got the return of Snaps and Pop Henry for season 4. Here's our first official look at Snaps and Pop holding some cash, which could be towards maybe Kanan, maybe Unique. Now that Ronnie's out of the picture, who was working for Snaps and Pop, they're not going to be too happy. They might want some compensation, they might want Kanan to work for them, who knows. If that is the case, then of course, it definitely is a big problem for Rock, who really doesn't see eye to eye with Snaps, and she certainly wouldn't want Kanan working for the enemy or for anybody else. So Snaps and Pop are definitely going to be a real problem, they definitely will. It's just how much of a problem will they be? Maybe Unique could perhaps team up with them, considering he's going to be creating absolute chaos for the Thomases. That's definitely something to keep in mind, a potential partnership between Unique, Snaps and Pop. Now, there was also another image released of another new character named Billa. Some of you may remember how I went through a host of new characters coming in season 4, and this is one of them. He's said to be a raw, volatile, and an incredibly talented young rapper serving a prison sentence for armed robbery. Lou sees Brilla's potential and wants to sign him. So at some point in season 4, you do have to assume that maybe Brilla is released from prison. Maybe Lou uses his connections, uses their trusted lawyer to help Brilla, and then he's going to sign him to his record label. But Brilla is said to be very raw and very volatile, and volatile characters, they're just very unpredictable. And even though Lou will see the talent in him, I think Lou's going to have his hands full. But I am interested to see how this relationship unfolds and just how volatile Brilla is. Does he get dragged back into street shit, or can he keep his head on his shoulders? Let's wait and see. Now, we've also got Kanan, Jukebox and Crystal. And while we've got Crystal on screen here, let's not forget, she is pregnant. So we do need to see the fallout from Crystal's pregnancy, which I already don't have too good of a feeling about. We all know what happens in Power, and Sean's mother in Power was also Jarita, not Crystal, unless they do maybe kind of retcon the storyline. So just a reminder, Crystal did say she was pregnant. Expect that to be a hot topic at the beginning of season 4. I can't wait to see Rock's reaction. Now, what they could be looking at here, who knows? They're at Lou and Shirley's bar where young up-and-coming rappers do perform. So maybe he's famous back on the stage, who knows? Let's see where they go with these kind of few relationships between Kanan and Crystal, Kanan and Jukebox, Jukebox and Aisha, and also Famous, who was taken in by the feds at the end of season 3, and he is also high on my death predictions list. I really don't have a good feeling about Famous, but let's wait and see. So there we have our first official look at Raising Kanan season 4 in terms of the synopsis and also the images. I do think it's going to be a roller coaster of a season. I think it's going to start off very chaotic with Unique being on the offensive and also burning shit down. But don't expect the Thomases to just be bystanders. They'll definitely be holding it down, especially Marvin. In season 3, he kind of took a step back and we saw the growth emotionally. We saw him developing this relationship with Jukebox, but having those rare moments where he did get shit done for the Thomases when he needed to. In season 4, I think he's going to step up even more because that's just who he is. He's a gangster who does gangster shit. He always sticks by the family. But that's where I'm going to leave it for this breakdown. I will be dissecting Raising Kanan season 4 in a lot more detail over the coming weeks, especially now that we do have a few more talking points. So drop all your thoughts down below in the comment section, and as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.